behavior. We went back and he eventually settled the price of like. That was easy.
Okay, so Indy's gonna sit on my shoulder. I'm gonna like grab onto him, and Indy's gonna choke him out. And we need to make sure that.
You okay, boss?
Like, late hand. Yeah. Let's do that.
Just in case they all pushing on the edge, I want to make sure I don't have those too many. Yeah, you're handsome again. Like, well, you plus, but for handsome. 50 years.
He's actually an owl leader now.
What's your next trick?
My next trick, what's the I'm probably gonna put
Oh my god, don't tell me I got another issue now.
for Zelda, a third, and the three of you are going to try to beat the shit out of Johnny.
Okay, I got it.
I have more than enough file space. Why is it not loading their avatar?
No guns.
I'm sorry. I have a family.
There we go.
Really, you don't practice with guns, unfortunately, because guns are kind of just guns. They go bang.
Do what I'll do.
I mean,
And then when the sun goes down, I want to do
I
something.
mean, you seem to have fun with the bow here on my self shooting.
It's on to the next
As
generation.
the guns, not bows and arrows. Also, their bows can be laced done in weird ways where it's not lethal. Gun, you have to use very specific ammunition.
Abilities that you
I just got like a paintball gun.
Go ahead and get in.
Do you want to send that?
Alright, well.
Time for your screen. Gary, you want to do some training?
Second time.
Get in.
I think I've heard about that
You,
before, but okay.
John,
I just felt very underpowered against them.
people
Using a summon called Garuda. And that's why
You know what there, boss?
I'm alright. I just did not expect to fight Garuda of all things. That's all. That was
but in her. Wow, I didn't know you had that kind of powers. I didn't know you kind of had that power.
Well, does that mean that
All that wind magic and stuff.
does that mean you failed Ludric's little test?
I did call it off at the very last second, but that was because Curse Series.
What?
She yielded. I acquiesced.
I almost went Curse Series, so I had to call it off.
Why? I mean, why'd you almost go curse series?
Because I felt powerless. I felt useless.
It's based on emotional.
I don't think you're.
Hey, no, I get that. I get that, but
You were totally fine the entire time, and I didn't like the ominous feeling.
Thank you, by the way. You did wonderful. I don't know what the fuck that was, but it was
a very weird feeling.
It swung very hard and very fast. And very
I missed whatever happened here. Ah!
I don't know. I'm trying to stick it up for Chai. I'm sorry.
Before I wouldn't really call it
Sure.
an icon, more like
I'm sorry.
a creature.
Alright, we were able to somewhat
In
stand
the
and
world
kill
from
you.
which I've heard been told,
Progress.
they're called icons.
What?
They spelled EIKONS.
Are you
Definitely spelled the same way.
Others will call them primals. Others will call them summons.
tired?
Ours is a little difficult, man.
Oh, right.
So
Anyone call it?
sure
Not my sorry.
this can take on.
I'm not
Fighting directions.
they're both in it?
To
Okay.
give you a simple explanation.
3v1.
To give you a simple explanation, I
Maybe you should similar stuff.
I count 4.
There is no other consciousness within me. It is quite literally the becoming.
Hey,
Understood.
Oh shit, the skeleton's gambling.
My body gets exhausted.
If you're gambling, 5.
I mean, I ain't the one that's running this, so
Because it's
if
completely
anything happens.
Probably because he's like a skeleton.
Imagine if you got a game over.
That'd be so funny. If he got a game out of that, it would have been over. It was so funny.
Oh, sorry for getting in the way.
Also trying to not utilize the most of what I can do so far with her power. If I did, this barrier probably would not fit.
Sorry, I wasn't.
Wait, where did it go?
There was not. There was some.
I turned my head. Oh, there they are.
Yeah,
the surrounding weather, and it's taking off so then what I can do
That's not gonna help. I can. But it's not gonna help. You know what your dad is like. Your dad is just very protective over you, okay?
She is walking around now.
He's been through a lot. He's been through his fair share of things. So he just doesn't want you to go through those same things. Okay?
You want to know what she calls her flirty
But
doll?
I won't deny you from a spar at least.
She calls it a protein.
When you're older. That's a when you're older thing. Look, humans aren't exactly stand-up role models.
Is like
Some of them. A lot of them are, but some of them are.
I mean, neither is my mom.
True. I can't do. Yeah, you got me there. You got me there. All right.
she's trying to form really simple words.
I could just go on like D-rank missions, the stuff that's like cat stuck in the tree or something.
Yes.
He's over there, but he's busy right now. You're gonna have to wait till he's
He's like constantly talking to people. So
yeah, but apparently this one's actually important. So.
I'm sure everyone else is important too.
Shrug. Yeah. Wow.
Well, to be fair, mine is only wedding related.
Now it may need a little bit of maintenance. So I might hand
that was a
it
pretty
over to
intense
you.
fight.
Yeah, after fighting Cynthia.
We have not fixed the coin issue.
Yeah. What do you think would win? 7 billion lions or the unmatched power of an icon?
We'll figure it out. Depends which icon.
Unless you need bait.
The one you fought.
Oh, Garuda? Ooh, it'd be close battle. But I think Garuda might win. Because Garuda might...
Really?
There's not
Garuda might
crazy amount
will
of
just
them. It's like
fucking use like her tornadoes and blow them all away. They'll die.
So you think she has enough Aether in order to actually like
no, it's a cockroach that wants to
Yes!
do that much? I mean, 7 billion is a lot of lions.
7 million is a lot.
7 billion lions.
It's
It's like almost the population of the Earth or something.
I don't know.
Okay, if it was...
Percentage of it, yeah.
If it was like Phoenix, then that'd be different. That'd be
There might
different.
be something I could probably.
They just burn them all. They'd be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like 20% of the
But
population.
that's all I know. All I know is
That's a lot of percent.
I'm sorry, I've been busy.
busy having a life. There's Garuda. I gotta kind of know what Bahamut. Oh, not really.
You
Yeah,
two.
what's up?
You two.
Yes.
Question: have you ever heard of tiny, like, God, I don't even know how to describe them. They're these gold coins that have a skull face underneath them, and they're like bugs that try to embed themselves into people. Have you guys ever heard of things like that?
What? Should I put
I've heard of jewelry bugs embedding into people's skin.
They embed themselves and then they put some kind of curse on you.
Do you have like an image of one, maybe?
Yes, actually.
Do they?
As well as
Do they have 6 legs that like pop out of the coin?
yes. One managed to almost embed itself into clay. Clay.
In clay?
Clay.
Holy shit. This is so sad.
What was the curse that those little gold coin
My only
were
issue
trying
is
to
trying
embed
to
in you?
figure out
It was
the
called the
right
gold mark.
size.
Hey, let me see the whole.
You know what? I think it was a debuff.
It was like a debuff, yeah. It was a debuff. It was 1%.
It should show in your HUD if it's a debuff.
It was the
Anyway, a second light.
No,
it looks like a standard debuff.
It'll say a name.
He doesn't. Is it still there or is it gone? Because we got rid of it. Okay, yeah, it's gone.
You might need to have some way of like posting.
Do you know if it was? Yeah, like what did you encounter?
It was just up at the aquarium.
If you do that,
And there were multiple.
Obviously, I said no.
We theorize that they're coming through, like they're not making rifts, but they're coming through the residual energy of the rifts that have been previously made in the aquarium, because that's the only way they can theoretically get up here. Because there is something dimensional about them. I don't remember what it was specifically.
I've only heard of them. I don't know where they came from or what they do.
What is my idea? It's a simple idea.
Alright, I'm gonna try something real quick. Where is he at? Where is he at? All right.
I jokingly said he became the boss encounter and suddenly a title card appeared over his head.
Who's the one that's keeping an eye on this here?
Sorry, I can hear you over the.
Who's the one that's keeping an eye on this? Who's the referee?
Alright. Huh?
Ludwig.
Hey!
Familiar with the person in like armor, and the gold bug thing managed to actually embed itself into the armor, and I had to do a pretty high level.
Are you the ref?
To get it out, and it
I am the ref.
Can you answer why there's non-combatants inside the arena?
The non-combatants inside the arena.
Right over there.
Oh, they are the support. They're support for one of the fighters in there, and they're giving them a buff from the proximity, which allows them to continue fighting, but also maintains a connection, so that way they have a little grounding themselves. They also accepted the risk when they stepped in the arena. We didn't just trap them in there. Don't worry, we're paying attention.
Well, that's not exactly a normal thing that we allow for a combatant to... If they were moving around, that would have been one thing, but if they stayed in one place, that's the problem.
Okay. Well, the fight's over, so we will make sure that doesn't happen anymore for us tonight. Is that fair? Does that seem like a reasonable compromise in this particular situation?
Or it's too late. I can potentially try and figure out where they're coming from.
No more non-combatants in the arena. The only people that are allowed in there from now on is if they are physically going to be there to throw hands.
Wait.
You have my honor as I'm watching over.
Was there
No. It's, I was fine with that. I'm literally just here just rattling a cage. That's all. I'm not here for
She also
actual...
agreed to do so.
I'm literally rattling a cage.
They don't
And
like
they
it,
are
and that's fine.
And they know, and also that's technically, in a way, that's their controller. It's a weird thing. So it's like,
Okay.
they're kind of connected in a way, so it's fine. Yeah.
Alright, well, if,
It's truly fine.
if you're saying this, so then, alright, I'll say that everything was fine here then.
opening up rifts.
Okay. Thank you very much. I do apologize for any trouble this may have caused.
But, you know,
Yeah, but I mean, when you
Thank you,
go to
Biggs.
places, right? Like, when I
Yeah, I only came here just to cause problem. That's all. Nothing else. There's no need to agree or disagree. It's literally me coming here to cause a problem.
No. Yeah, like you know that like I said, that thing was sort of fine. They really don't need to love people during a spar. When they were trying to do the whole like, hey, gotta make sure that you're prepared for all the tough stuff and whatnot. And look, there could be any amount of reason that could be applied to that. I'm not really being serious with this. Let's have Kirby come home, or that is not the character I swapped into. What? Huh? What? VRChat, please. VRChat, please.
Oh my gosh, it's my dad.
You can see it. I can't. This thing is cursed right now, so I'm swapping out. And now that you hear it, yeah, I'm gonna just not bother now. Pepper hands.
I gotta tell you all about my fight when I get home. I beat up Everest and I won.
I was trying to do some shenanigans, but the world told me no.
Oh.
Yeah, so. Oh well.
Just start hearing people talking about coins and betting them, and I'm like, Claudia's like, oh, I want a coin friend. That sounds cool.
So just to let you guys know, my kid character Natasha, she was just uncomfortable in the presence of the big guy and also Mani, the snake person. She was like, she was like, you know, as she's walking out, I was like, that looks like that's not a type of creature I'm used to seeing. This looks like someone who's actually works for a mega corporation or like a rich family person, whatever, or whatever. And then here they say like, oh yeah, no, I kind of produced this you know, rare material and I'm locked inside. And like Natasha was like, I should leave before my bodyguards get angry.
Yeah.
So,
like, yeah, I'll take a coin. See if I get abducted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kept one. I'm just gonna make a bracelet out of it. I'm just gonna make a little bracelet, a little funny bracelet.
All right, I'm gonna head out there.
News to me.
I was there. What's the
sorry, I just.
Sorry,
You're
interrupting.
fine.
Where's the boss at? Sorry, Everest at?
Between galaxies is what you call that.
Everest left.
I think she just left.
God damn it.
She vanished.
Oh my god. You have got to be joking me. How? What are you doing with fighting that hard in here kind of thing? I do not want to set that as a precedent, so I'm
there's not a lot that I've been seeing running around, but I've been having the Praetorians actively like trying to get rid of them.
4, 3, 2, 1. Nora, you in for one more round? Please, Kelly, you both pop out.
8, 6, 7,
About to make it worse.
3, 0,
Time for your
9,
boss fight.
Yay, boss fight.
Get in there, Wolfie. It is. I'm a bad dog.
Would you like the boss fight to be a little extra special?
They're a tank. They're gonna. I've let Wolfie off the leash, quote unquote. I can't have both of you. You will rip them in half before they have a chance. I can use you.
Come on, what's keeping you from fighting?
I am a group fighter. I am not a 1v1 fighter.
I'm having the both of you step out.
If I'm fighting you, I'm killing your fighter.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah, they're allowed to go a little nuts.
I'm not making that in like, oh, I'm going to.
No, I got you. I got you.
I don't want to get, miscommunication.
I have ideas.
You see that? How my arm was glowing? I've never seen that before. That's never happened. Huh.
Is it fetch?
Weird.
I hope it's fetch.
It's felt like I had a lot of energy stored up into it. Kind of like I do for Infinity's Edge.
Oh, okay. What am I using here? Trails or Chrono Trigger boss battle? Ooh.
I gotta take a load off.
I was like, listen, if you want to rethink...
Were you previously a postal worker?
Alright, fighters. There he goes. Prepare yourselves to throw down and start from words. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin.
Ask you. You're busy. I understand.
How's your equipment holding up?
It's been fine. I found someone in the city who's able to maintain it. I kind of wish it was a little bit more maintained than what it was, but that, and I got some new clothes, and then so I'm not running around these all the time. But I heard people were fighting down here from some people talking on the road, and I figured I'd come down and swing my sword around a little bit.
Yeah. It's an interesting fighting stuff you got there. Normally I see when people use fighting with magic with a big old slab of metal like that, usually there's runes on it, not is that Metricite?
Materia.
Materia, okay.
It's kind of like that, but materia. The materia is kind of doesn't really do anything to improve my strength or anything. That's all. That's all in here.
Well, is it the type of stuff you just like buy at the store if you need to light a fire or something like that?
I don't imagine you could. No, I'm technically a super soldier from my realm.
Ah, okay.
Lugging around big chunks of steel like this is, well, titanium is the standard issue.
What was it you said?
Good fight. I was just saying that I'm doing a quick and minutes thing, and then I'll be back.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh. Go Flux. Thanks, appreciate it. Can you believe she didn't pull out the big hammer during our fight? Seriously?
Damn, you weren't big hammer worthy, man. I'm sorry.
I guess not. Man, ever since I've got, I was cream of the crop back where I came from, pretty much, and then I came here, and now I feel lackluster.
Listen, you just gotta find your groove.
This is my groove.
Well, then you gotta shake your groove thing more.
I guess. I don't know really there's much I can get my nug any better. I'm no Sephiroth.
Hey. Keep in mind that's a lot of people might have simple, like a lot of flash, no substance, you know?
I guess.
And from what I'm guessing here, this is meant to be more of a how much damage they can take, not so much as you know, if they're gonna be as threatening to you.
Nah, I guess that's fair.
Endurance. The general point.
Mm-hmm.
Nice beanbag.
I beamed it myself.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I might look a little
Damn.
weird here for a second.
Oh yeah, that's Wolfie.
It's that's a good thing we got that shield there.
I did what I come here for.
Were you here when that when supposedly some primal was fighting in there?
Oh yeah, I saw that. I'm used to that from my realm. I'm used to that being summoning materia, but no, apparently they just turned into that. I don't know how that works, but
Okay. What's gonna be kind of an odd question. Do you sort of like you got some kind of sense or taste for that sort of stuff, like you can feel the power off of things?
I've got a pretty good sense when it comes to that type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when I walked in here and Chai's mom was emanating that ominous aura, it prickled the back of my neck a little bit. Everest, I think that's what her name is.
Oh, okay. That's all right. Sorry, I don't know. I don't know her any of her kids. She's just my boss.
Yeah, I think she's a lot of kids. I think Chai's like definitely in that list. I guess she gets around. Well, Chai's adopted, I think. Pretty sure, considering he's not a dragon.
Yeah. I mean, that's. Oh yeah, you're from another place. Yeah. This world is. How do you say this? Adoption crazy.
That's the way to put it.
Yeah. I think that's putting it nice
I guess
and
I mean,
lightly
back
there.
from where I came back home, there's a lot of child soldiers back home, so I'm sure that kind of behavior of adopting people back home would be appreciated. Wow. Alright, well, we're not gonna go into the semantics of that, but you know what I mean.
I was more willing to also want child soldiers here.
Yeah, no, there's still child soldiers in this neck of the woods, but at least we got a lot more people who are kind of.
Like a someone who was like a 500-year-old little kid the other day, so I have no idea how to gauge it anymore.
Earlier I met Hatsune Miku, but they were from South Dakota and had a smoking addiction.
I don't know if you'll want to fight.
Okay.
Might have fun.
All right.
You know, we
That's
really
cool, I guess.
we exist here. We sure do.
We do, yeah, I guess so.
No, probably not. If you think he's handling himself, you can if you want to, but I'd say probably. I'll let you be the judge.
There's no way after all of that she doesn't not need healing. Or like a doctor.
We'll see.
I've actually been asking about that.
I'll judge it. I'll call for it.
Yeah.
How about that? I think I can make a good call.
Okay. So which do you think would win?
The Primal Garuda
or 7 billion lions?
That's a lot of lions.
That's a lot of lions.
It's like more than one.
Well, okay, so hear me out. If it's like the primal, are they like the primal like as a summon or like as a different person? Because apparently that's a different situation.
I mean, don't they have to be made from a person?
No, for summoning materia, you can just hold that summoning materia, and then you pump a lot of your energy into it, and then you hold it up when the time is right, and then it summons it for a short duration. Okay, 60 seconds, maybe a few minutes. No, you make their magic construct, or at least back from my realm, their magic constructs that's formed out of the materia.
Good fighting out there.
Kind of like how...
Trying to see if I can involve the android in this.
Like,
I am mighty.
Carbuncles are, if you're familiar with that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the full ones, not the summoned ones.
So like indefinite amount of time they could be out.
Yeah.
Still, that's a lot of lions. I think I gotta say the lions.
A lot of lions.
You think lions? If it was like,
okay,
maybe like, I
Okay,
think it's called Ifrit or
Okay.
Or like Bahamut. I think Bahamut's one of them too. I've heard those are particularly strong, and I know there's not a Bahamut ones. At least as far as I'm aware. But I've heard of Ifrit, definitely. I feel like Ifrit might be able to do better than Garuda could, but I think I'm not really.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
My knowing of like primal beings and stuff is very, very minimal. That might be a better question for like.
If they were introduced beforehand, this could have been a good opportunity for them to show up. But
Back?
Oops.
Yeah, he's only being
That was-
reasonable about the fight.
I thought he was fluxing. That was impressive.
no. The Gauntlet Hero was a little. Unfortunately, he's a little too rigid. Doesn't seem to know how to, I guess, handle some of the surprises that comes around. But I guess that's why he's in a party then, huh?
I think it's more the people still it's one of those like ingrained rules. Cool. If they're aware and they can't read it, they can always make the proclamation. I can't read it, therefore.
Alright. I think it's about the time I should be heading back to my hotel, so I'm gonna go do that.
Alright, have a good night. Good seeing you again. Hope you're doing well. Working all
I'm
that.
doing well. I don't have any. I mean, I've been working a lot, but I mean, you know, gotta make money somehow. I'll probably get an apartment here at some point, but you know.
Hey, Mr. Super Soldier, you got any companies you work for, or are you just kind of freelancing?
No, not here. I've just been just a freelance mercenary while I've been here. Been working in Calfall, working with the JWA, do things like that.
Gotcha. Okay. I was just kind of curious. There's a. No, you got a good vibe. Whenever I come across someone who's got that merc vibes to them, that's not all about being super serious. I always try to make note of them.
Percival.
Oh. Lavanya.
You ever poke yourself?
Lavanya? Okay, I'll do my best to remember that. Alright, take care. Bye.
Well, yeah, like on
Thanks for the fight, Ludwig.
like the arm spikes, like maybe you like reach your arm up and then you like jab in the stomach.
Yeah.
Bye.
I will say the thing, like, there's nothing stopping me from introducing them. I just keep like forgetting to be like, okay, I need someone specific. Help me do this one thing. Do it over there. Finding the right time, right day, and whatnot. I just keep forgetting to set that up.
Yeah, I've got the next two fights lined up already. We'll see who's still standing, and then we can go. I have been kind of just having people fight over and over and over.
This must be really hard.
The past like 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
No, like an hour and a half.
It's the worst of
I mean, as long as you don't hurt.
Maybe two. Maybe
The beams inside are safe. They're good plastic. This thing's also pretty durable. It's made out of nylon. That one's pretty durable.
Hey, Ludwig.
I'm Ludwig.
You got a good sense of what gives off, I guess, powerful energy, right?
That? Oh my god! Alright, hold on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop! Alright. Good job, you two. Clay, stay right where you are. Indy, you can leave the arena.
I'm gonna beat you up now, Clay, for what you did.
Avarius, you're up.
Avarius, beat him up. Beat him up times 2.
Yeah, beat him up for making all of our eyes go whoa.
Are we sure that was Clay and not in my house?
No, it's Clay. I can tell. Like anywhere.
Mm.
Yeah, look, and he already got his part out. Maybe it wasn't.
Hey, there's some energy drinks inside the machine over there if you need them.
Poor buddy. Just take the moment you need. Pull up a squat. You did very well. Alright, fighters. Begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Throw down.
Right side, I'm at least feeling fine. I just need to get an energy drink.
You were saying, I apologize. Just want to make sure I get things rolling.
No, I gotcha. It's kind of,
So there's that one weird.
what's the kind of pressure you'd say that was given by that primal that was in there earlier?
Strange. Otherworldly. Something about it just felt, for lack of better words, and the best way I can describe it, right, is
I usually use the machine right next.
I felt like I was looking at a connection, or like a source, if that makes sense. Like when you see someone cast magic, right? You see them use like a fire spell. You get the essence of what it is. It's fire. There's a bit of a flame to it. There's burning, so on and so forth, right? But you don't get that full sense of fire when you look at that. When I saw that primal figure, it just, I felt as if I had found the source for a moment. The essence of what wind truly is.
Okay. I guess that's definitely not something that Boss would have experienced in their life, huh?
Probably not. I'm not sure how accustomed she is to things of that nature, and whenever Miss Cynthia was talking to me about it, I figured it would be a good idea, seeing as normally whatever creature they fight during the wave is always massive and powerful. I thought a good shock, no matter what it is, would be good to help their body adjust. You know, get exposed to something new, at least hopefully.
Alright. I'm not saying that, you know, hey, I'm overly concerned about certain things, but I'm a little surprised that Everest went Curse series for something like anything, to be honest, as of late. It kind of makes me wonder. What's that?
Did she?
She said she did, yeah.
I didn't see anything.
Well, I wasn't here. I just saw her, like, just sort of hunched over on the ground when I came back.
Oh. I didn't see it, and I didn't hear anything about it. I saw that she was being healed, and that's all that I saw. If she was close to it, I'd understand that, but I was not aware of that.
Oh, maybe almost. Well, that's still something I'd like to talk to her in case it did, because...
Please find out for me, if you can. I want to know if she did, because one, that's not the intent of the training, it's to push you, but if you're being pushed to that extreme, you've been pushed too far. That's too much.
Yeah. On my part, is someone was working under her, well, I assumed she was not, I guess, at risk at the moment, so...
No. He's not supposed to be.
Looks like he is back. He's in now.
Yeah?
That was subtitles.
Dios mío. Oh my god.
Oh my god. I don't see subtitles.
Oh my god. I don't know. He's got a translate feature? Yeah, he's cheating. Can we respect people just cheating, just looking at subtitles when people are talking? I don't believe it.
saw the menu. Why are we reading your status menu? I'll beat
Oh.
you in your sleep.
Oh, that guy.
Mr. Shieldman McShield.
Check your little
I don't know if you know this, but he shields.
turn off the
Ooh.
Wait,
Ooh.
what? Oh, there it is. Okay.
I wanna rock.
Damn it, I missed my timing.
It's not a boulder.
Good luck with this. Some last minute training.
Yeah, I figured put everyone through the paces, try to get them a bit more prepared if I could. Putting them through
now than later.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to expose them to new things if I can.
Yeah, that Clay guy kind of needs to be introduced to a little bit more, more weird things more often.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna get him something very, very unfortunate here in a moment.
My eyes closed.
Maybe tell him go through a.
Fighters. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cease. Good job, you two.
God, I love Fight Night.
What's he
All you have to do is survive one more round, Clay. You're almost done. Sabi!
Huh? What? Them?
You ever will? Uh-oh.
No, I have
Now,
beaten Clay.
the rules are as follows, Mr. Clay. You're fighting an opponent that, I'm going to be quite honest with you, is potentially going to beat the ever-living shit out of you.
Do you have a willing
However,
testimony? I'm willing to put
however, do not let the power and experience of another person dissuade you from
I don't know what song to
fighting
put for this.
and proving them wrong. You are capable. You have survived this long. You are not weak. Don't try to survive.
I want you to put me on my toes.
Just believe in yourself.
Come on, Clay, don't hold back on this one.
I did it.
I don't know
It
if
fell on the floor.
But wasn't the
All right.
barrier up?
It is. That's the joke. I'm reaching for nothing that's there. Anyways, fighters. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin. No.
Oh yeah, no, this fits Dragon Ball style.
If he survives this long after this, surprise secret round.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I
Oh.
can help if you want.
What kind of secret
Wait,
round
what
is it?
exactly are you gonna be doing then?
It wouldn't. If we told you, it wouldn't be a secret.
I can help too.
I think I have an idea.
What's the worst that could happen?
I can throw
Actually.
hands.
You sound like you barely can.
Come here. Come here.
I might be tired. I can throw hands.
Come here. Leaning close. Because he's probably not even able to focus. So you said secret. We can do but we can have everyone go in at the same time.
I was just gonna say me, and I'm just gonna throw him around. I'm not gonna do any damage to him anyways, but
I know.
I think if you throw everyone in, then it's gonna be a what? You're gonna be getting the OWE upsets. That's we got someone stomping on their territory for the fighting entertainment.
I mean, listen, if they'll reach out, I'd be glad to help and work with them. I'd love to promote a bit more entertaining fights of people, as long as I can do it recreationally and make, the area better for it.
I think doing too many people wouldn't be a good idea.
Yeah, it was a joke. It was a joke.
Oh, sorry. That's probably right. Yeah. I'll be right back, though.
Okay.
Actually, I do need to ask him a question, but
He'll come back.
He'll be back.
yeah, problems. I don't know when I gotta be checking on something.
You want to help? I can probably get another round of people.
I don't he'll be back long.
Sure, I see somebody
you
who
wanna
can
fight?
probably use some training as well.
But you do for one. I should make a fight you.
Today's a new day, is it? Is it not ending Y? Which means it's a new day. Congratulations, you train more. Also, I'm a terrible influence on people.
Yeah, around 1:37 Eastern
We should
Standard
put
Time.
Adrian against 3 people and force him to defend himself.
Afterwards,
It's time for his turn.
Can I help? Can I help?
Absolutely. He needs all the different kinds of people at once, moving around. I mean, it'll be his turn. You can if you want to. That's fine.
That's okay.
Just because people have more does not mean they're more powerful. You can work with less and still be really good.
Cool.
Oh, that was the ultimate right there.
I will say it looks like Sabi looks really damn cool in the lighting in here.
I will also point out, Clay, remember, if you think you're in over your head, taking a knee is not a terrible idea, but you only got 1 more minute. That's stupid. I mean, say if you want to help out, I could probably find multiple more reasons easier to fight if you like. But you're not required.
I mean,
you have a thing to do.
I'm just trying to make sure I have extra time before I head to the woods again, just to make sure nothing goes up.
I've got a couple of fights lined up. Actually, what about the cultivation for last time? You're to fight
Because I'm just making sure I have those couple of stuff in my hand, just to make sure I don't look over things.
If you go to go, you're like getting late, I have to head out.
No, they handle it, they got it. I don't need to worry. Yeah, no turn. Long.
As soon as Adrian gets back, that's the problem. So as long as the longer...
Huh. Okay.
Nothing quite like a big old beam of spiritual energy, huh?
Oh, yeah, no.
Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Focus on me! And 0! Fight it! Stop! Oh, you want your salvation. I was waiting for you to come back to me the time it stops. Sabi, you did wonderful. Clay, do me a favor. Hold both your hands into the air, Clay.
If I need air?
Put both your hands into the air. It's victory pose. Unassisted. Unassisted.
Unassisted?
It's too late now. He was assisted.
You have enough energy to do that. Surprise, surprise, secret round. Everybody else out of the arena except for Adrian.
Okay.
gentlemen out of the thing, except for you gentlemen. You two are fine. Stop. You did
Not
wonderful.
sure.
Really much of a round. This is just
That guy's she'll be alright.
It'll just be how well.
Oh, it might be like one of those arcade machine games where they have a bonus round. You gotta like mash the.
I highly recommend just not during.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on the moon today, good sir.
You have to fight Adrian as your last round.
Don't worry, it doesn't hurt.
I know.
Listen, her.
It doesn't hurt. That's fine.
Uncle, you got this. No, you still have enough juice left in the tank. I believe in you.
Hey, getting Ooh.
For you. No, it's fine. It's somewhere in the world now. Whoever finds the one gets the one. It wouldn't be the one.
Wait,
I could get you one.
Hey, you're part of the watch, right?
Yeah.
Something. Look, I know you're not inclined to be giving away information like that, but something spooky happened around the city. It's,
the only recent thing that just happened was just shitty puppeteers. Not shitty puppeteers,
Silver and Tulip spotted.
It's just there's a sort of what do they say, certain kind of vibe from someone that's patrolling here.
5, 4, 3, 2.
You think someone's around the area?
I don't know how to explain it, but how do I explain this?
Yeah, having fun.
What, you seem like a dead man walking?
I wouldn't say dead man walking, but just like I know people walk around as they want, but one of the people that I'm used to recognizing is patroller. You know?
Someone that can handle me.
They don't look like they're looking around properly. I don't know how to explain it. There's something with his walk.
You're an evil bastard, and I love you.
No, I'm a fiendish bastard. There's a difference.
I love you still.
Fiend!
So I guess nothing really spooky's going on then.
Like I said, other than that, yeah, no, not much.
If I keep laying here, I'm going to fall asleep. Again.
This is so sad. At the same time, I don't think I want you in there for long. It's still gonna be your footage.
I think it would be a long summer.
I don't think I'm fighting her.
There he is.
Maybe.
You'd be fighting Kingsgrave if anyone.
Most likely, I learned that. Or him.
Hey, you saw him?
Come on, Clay, you got this.
Hey. God damn it. You saw him?
Oh, what?
Oh, I thought you were looking in the direction he was walking in.
My brain is a little bit turned off right now, dude, I'll be honest.
Alright, well... I mean, I don't blame you.
I presume you're referring to, the big man in armor?
Yeah, big man in armor with the F-off laser, on his back.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to be doing fine.
Does he? I'm certain about that. Those don't really look like the movements of someone that's everything's going on all right. Well, I'm not saying that's I'm not saying that's something is definitely going on, but as someone who does live in the area that he likes to look out around often. What the hell?
Oh.
Hey, you know, he might be harmless, but lactic acid is gonna suck, you know? It's although
on.
What? You don't think it's gonna bother you?
Acid?
Yeah, I like the acid. You know, all the.
Tonberry? I'll be so upset if I get a Tonberry. I just get 1% shorter. We're talking about the Tonberry.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the no damage from this.
No, we're talking about Tonberry.
Oh.
Oh, and Clay's down. And okay. We need a medic. We need a medic.
Barrier down! I said it. That's my
No, Adrian, stop. Where do you think you're going?
By dealing 0 damage the entire time.
Stand right there.
Help him up.
Oh no. Oh.
Or is it just like just undead?
He's just tired. His wounds are taken care of.
You're not thinking minor surgery is gonna help him.
Yeah.
How you doing, Adrian?
I've been planning on learning normal healing too.
Oh, did you find that thing, by the way?
He's fine. They're there.
He's just tired.
Monday, if you're around. Monday. I ate a few more ingredients before I
I feel it kind of like the cursed moon from last year.
And we're about to do it funny.
Oh, I guess she's looking after him then.
Oh boy, that's how you know it's bad. Alright.
Great job, Clay.
It's your turn now.
Yeah, it's good.
Fight, Clay.
Indeed.
Cheers for
Get in
Clay!
here. 3 cheers for Clay, everybody!
You ready to play?
Emotional
Sit
damage.
down, let me see that gear.
They took a lot of physical damage. What am I taking on?
He's fighting Mr. Adrian.
I'm a busy woman.
Just had that thing appear.
I mean, the weapons, no, but fine. Your clothes.
Oh, you're team leader.
I wouldn't want you to.
You can't have it
You have a
easy.
little bit of armor. Damn, lucky. Anyway.
Alright. Fighters, when the barrier goes up, I will count you down, and we will begin.
It's fine.
I'm gonna.
5,
Thank you.
4, 3, 2, 1.
That's true.
Begin. Ah, a terrible noise, and I never wanted to hear it again, but I will.
You will.
No, I guess not.
That field kind of looks some of that cursed moon that happened last year.
Yep.
You do. Isn't there so bad things?
What are you doing?
God damn it, Adrian.
Ooh, that scared the hell out of me. I was thinking about Burn My Dread. But I decided against it. What the hell? What the hell is going on? been told to go down the sewers if we're working on anything, but... I should play Burn My Dread. Damn. Too late now.
It's just kind of natural order of things.
This last one?
For this, you want to go again?
No, I'm not offering myself. I'm not offering. But just this last one or what?
I got a couple more in mind, maybe. Unless someone volunteers to want to go on their own spree.
Gotcha.
Not super common, but they are. When people fight, this is kind of the common level of how they fight, but fights of this nature don't happen often. At least don't Mill Street. Right now.
Is it too late to change the music? No, I'd rather not.
Lemon tornado?
What's stopping me is that like this is about to end soon. I think.
I see.
Let me pull hit Indy.
You know. You know what? Yeah, I'll go for that.
Doesn't their abilities remind you of pigs fighting in the Misty Shore?
Oh, that's the roofing.
All the blue explosions.
Oh my god, I'm going to throttle them.
Yeah. I was prepared.
I'm 11 right now.
Alright, fighters. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and cheat.
How to stack all of the buffs.
Thank you.
Things considered. How to do damage and
You know, I'm a wall. So.
I think that was meant to see how much you can take.
So next will be John from
I don't think they heard.
these two left.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna be over here.
Try it again, maybe? Try it again?
See you Monday.
Join in.
Fair enough. Okay.
My armor isn't anything special, but I don't want to get the rune work done on it immediately. It's going to cost me a lot.
Logic step back up.
I haven't seen my way.
Someone's built by There's things in the waves that drain us.
Fun way to get cleaned up.
Yeah, they did.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
after I got
Hey.
So, Kiryu.
That's the 5th time he's been circling around this
Here's
place.
how this is going to work. Mr. Adrian is calling it because his armor's going to break. He don't want his armor to break a week before. So here's what we'll have you do.
Something else I actually would have to test because my system doesn't have mana or SP. It has something else. So I have to check if those actually drain that. Fuck.
So apparently Adrian's armor is like about to break, so he's calling it, and they said, how about you and Abigail fight? Talking about Kiryu. I'm like,
Come here, you know.
He goes why you're supposed to go to that.
You want me to just be a Steve?
Yeah. You'll essentially be supporting you in the fight. Okay.
I'm just gonna throw him over.
Let me think for a moment, actually. Hold on. So, do you want to go another round?
They're fine. Know where you go home.
You don't die first. Breathe. Breathe. Do you want to go another round?
Yeah, sure.
Open. You're gonna be fighting with Yukina against Kiryu.
I'm a traveler too.
Now, here's how this fight's gonna work. He's gonna be quirky with this one. The two of you are gonna be working together. You're the shield, you're not the shield.
If you want to do
What's behind the
do some crazy work.
Your job is to make sure she's protected the entire time while she's supporting you. These two, obviously, are your attackers. They're going to be doing things. But remember, keep your eyes moving for any threats that might be
So, any of you two spotted something?
I really wish my shield didn't break now. And I know what the right move is. It's gonna be John.
Not out of the ordinary, but the way that he didn't respond to Indy was wrong. So again,
He's
best to keep an eye
been
out.
literally patrolling the same path on the ground.
The thing is, in the asked the question, and then there's
Huh.
That, so John's the has
that's what I'm doing.
He's gonna show up in just a moment over there.
for
Well, I mean, if that's the case, then it would imply there's nothing gonna happen around here. But yeah, but as far as that guy's concerned, that's kind of freaky for someone to be pacing the same circle that many times, isn't it?
Yes, we're witnessing White Knight training.
Thank you, Mary. I appreciate your assistance whenever you see
Sorry. But for now, it's just best to keep an eye out. See if anything out of the ordinary. So.
Yeah, a little bit of a robotic response from our friend. I don't like it.
Mock response? Ain't that something that you guys don't need in the streets? Rather, I mean, like, unless it's actually something from a robot.
I was gonna say yeah, but most of the time, if he's not doing currently anything wrong. But if he's not doing anything wrong currently at this time, there's not much we can do.
Wait, command denied. Ain't
That's
you,
true. It's not like.
Isn't the neighbor watch above freelancers?
That may be, but I also know Spartan answers to different folks sometimes. Military branches. His own command.
Hey, no offense, but I feel I don't know how to feel about not knowing what his chain of command is like.
The worst part is I don't know either.
Then why are they letting someone like that walk around, supposedly representing freelancers?
I know he's a capable. I know he's very capable. It's just I don't know if he's still there currently. That's the problem. I'm trying to figure out now.
Maybe I'm maybe I'm a little old-fashioned, but I kind of think you need to be kind of in your full faculties to be looking out. You know? I mean, I assume you're not clocked in today because you're not completely there today, right?
Oh, thankfully, I'm actually a little better than I was.
Getting your head clocked around here helped you out?
No, just in general, on Wednesday I was sick as heck, and then I came back Friday, and I'm still a little sick. You can hear it in the throat a little bit, but I'm doing better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't know. It's still standing there. I probably could ask him a little more, but at the same time, I feel like I'm gonna get another response denied.
Hey, if you want to go try to ask the big man.
Oh yeah,
you're more than welcome.
You're like what was it, the third pillar, fourth pillar? I'm not. Look, I don't really know what what pillar you guys are, but you're all about the investigation stuff, right?
It's getting pretty late.
Yeah.
I'm assuming from the whole thing you got there.
Yes. Yes, that's what we were designed to do.
Yeah. So
One thing.
you got anything to say about that freelancer guy behaving all weirdly? I mean,
I
they're
thought he
saying
was acting normally until because I was watching him from a distance, but it seems like he's not
what? You don't think someone pacing around in circles for the past hour or so is normal?
You'd be surprised. You'd honestly be surprised with people around these parts.
Sure, but the problem is he's a freelancer, or rather, he's someone that's on patrol supposedly.
Double check.
No, you can do it. Even if people don't do it and they say someplace, you can't. It's secure.
Why are you so scared of
Alright, Shadow, you have to focus on the barrier stuff now. Did they go in? Where are they at?
Alexa? Yeah, Alexa just went in.
Yeah. Where is... They are not... Oh god, okay. Let me send a message to Kuma. That is not what I wanted. I sent Kuma a message saying that you're back in the lobby. Let me know when you're sending a message to Patty to come by. Man, I didn't notice a raid from Hearn. What the heck? Okay, I'm not sure what the plan is now, but I will... Ooh. You know what would be hilarious is they cross paths. They don't see each other. I'm going to laugh. Oh, I just noticed their shoes. What is this weird clawed thing in their shoes? Oh my god. You know what would be funny? Let's do it right. Nope, never mind. It ain't gonna work. He's already moving. Wait. Oh well.
Thank you, James.
New command received. Return to ship. Mission complete.
Now I see what Patty means. Jesus.
Checks Patty. He's on top of the rooftop.
Get a response of like question mark.
James guided me here for some reason and then walked off.
The text response is okay.
My apologies. I'm a little late this morning. We had some developments. Some developments?
There's something going on.
Mission went a lot better than expected, to be fair. He was sent out this morning for a routine patrol. I can explain more in detail a little bit later, because it does pertain to our little progress. We've made a leap in a positive direction, thank God, for once. But you were wanting to talk to me, so,
Text message.
I might have led you here out of comfort, but if there's somewhere more private you wish to discuss this instead of the rooftop of an apartment complex, you are more than willing to lead the way. You're perfectly
From
safe.
Patty. It says it's the next day. Is this still happening or what?
Yes, Sanders is here right now.
Message back. Where?
On the rooftop.
Text message back. Which rooftop?
Your apartment!
Response back. Why are you typing in all caps?
Hurry!
I'm assuming I'm not
Let me
the
get.
only visitor today.
Let me get ready.
Go ahead, powder your nose. I don't care. Okay, sorry about that.
No, you're fine, of course.
She shouldn't be too much longer. She has a thing that it allows sound to not go out, so it's very handy.
Yes, the noise canceling necklace. She showed me earlier
Yes.
when we first met. Oh no, of course. I figured that would be safer.
Indeed.
Because while we wait, Roland, yes, how is he faring?
He is doing okay. It's just after the development of the other day with how their emotions seem to be connected. It seems like he's getting a little better over time. I think I understand what might be going on with him. Or at least how to prevent his vitals from going so low.
I'm assuming we will discuss further when the device is in place and Miss Navidora is here.
Yes. That is correct.
I assume what I did, as well as what you did that night, worked to some extent.
It did. Surprisingly. It seemed...
What's with the audio? Audio? Oh my god. Tracker, turn on. There we go. That audio from camera still needs some adjustments. Lamau. Let's see. Slow down.
Oh. Good evening. Again,
Hi.
apologies. I was not informed we'd be having this meeting until a little bit too late. I would have been here sooner otherwise.
I see. Put this thing on and then anti-screwing and sound muffling.
It's very handy. Indeed. Anyway, you two called me. I assume you have something important to say, and then I will share what I have learned this morning, so...
It's just to cover all of our bases, so all of us know kind of what to do and how to, well, where to go next. So, from what we have discovered, Miss Patty, is that Roland and James are connected emotionally. When I presented something, when I had Roland talk about something that was a little close to heart, well, James had a bitter reaction.
Wait, speaking to Roland, and then James reacted.
Correct.
Mm.
And it was very sudden as well. It was Dr. Sanders sent me a video of James like there were chains around him and they were tightening.
Chains.
And when I was having Roland attempt to well,
That startled me.
sorry. Yeah, that startled me too. Wow.
Is it odd that I wasn't startled?
Because you were
Sounds like an airplane flying.
you were looking in the direction it was coming from.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, when he was talking about his past and what happened, the chains were tightening, and when we stopped talking about them, the chains were not tightening. Roland seemed very upset, and then as I asked him about, what exactly happened before he showed up here, it gave me some kind of vision and a conversation between Roland and Lila.
Mm-hmm.
It was about Reach. Are you aware of Reach? The fall of Reach?
No, I don't know anything about that.
The fall of Reach was a war between UNSC and, let's just call them aliens, so formerly known as the Covenant.
Hmm.
They
I have heard of Covenant before.
attacked. It's not an uncommon name.
Mm.
They attacked a very large base of operations known as Reach. It was also a very big city, very big, with a lot of population. And afterwards, the Covenant decided to destroy the entire planet by glassing it, as they call it.
Okay. Was Roland from Reach or that planet?
Yes.
Okay.
So, obviously James was too. So, they went on about what exactly happened, but unfortunately, we didn't really get... I didn't get that far about what happened right before he got here. I got to keep helping. But what is the one thing that James or Roland has been missing his entire life? He was grabbed as a kid. Augmented, trained, treated as a child soldier for his life. What's one thing that a child does not get when they go through that?
Everything's got to do with the childhood. Growing up. being given a proper reason to live and fight.
They've been taught others. They've been told what to do by others and not let them think for themselves.
It's brainwashing.
Exactly. So what they need is a childhood. Something that they can someone that can take care of them, that gives them exactly that.
Who are you referring to at this moment, though? James or Roland?
Both?
You can't give a childhood back to someone where
exactly.
James is at. But you can give them a life.
This is where things get a little complicated. With how I see things, right? James's emotions are connected to Roland. If I were to give Roland the childhood that they always deserved, that they always needed, wouldn't that also give James the childhood that they wanted? Wouldn't that make...
Sure, yeah.
It would...
Why is that Roland continues down the path that he is and at some point merges back with James and becomes one? There might be a chance that Roland lives his own life and we don't know what happens to James. I hate to be that way, but you have to look at this from all angles as well. I'm not suggesting we can ignore Roland's needs. He is 6, so he needs parenting, but this isn't exactly putting a puzzle piece back into its place. This is a human life split in two from what it looks like.
What's being implied here? I'm missing something here.
What do you suggest we do?
It's shown improvement that the child is growing up, or at least showing improvement based on the positive reinforcements you and the other caretakers are giving him. I myself...
Patty wanted to ask that, but can't. She's missing information.
Which is why I'm here. This morning he was sent on a mission to recover a recon group that was sent out not a few hours ago. Lost contact. They were sent to go look for remnants of URF forces that are out in the desert, far from here, thank God, but nonetheless. He immediately started communicating, verbally. He never did that on ship. Never did that with anyone else. Hell, he wouldn't even talk to me or his AI. The minute he was put in a combat situation with one of his teammates in a Marine Scout unit, he immediately started being able to communicate. He was able to give orders, he was able to work and coordinate with his teammates. Towards the end, he was even cracking jokes like his old self. What I feared the most happened towards the end. The Thunder Warriors had converged on the garrison that they had attempted to break into. At one point, one of his teammates was swamped by Thunder Warriors, in which case then... what eventually had happened is that he had blitzed. And he started tearing apart everything in the area. What confused me, though, is when the Marine element showed up, he took one look at them, and he turned away. He didn't attack his teammates, he didn't attack anyone else, besides the URF, and he self-recovered. He kicked himself out of his rage state. Which is what confused me the most, because most of the time it would take medicine and 6 other Spartans to put him down. But he managed to put himself out of his rage state. I managed to talk with him before he went on patrol here this evening. All he said is that he heard Lila. He didn't say what he heard, he didn't say what she said, but all he said is he heard Lila towards the end and that kicked him out of his state. He wouldn't elaborate any further. He grabbed his gear and he started packing towards the patrol for tonight. My thoughts process is that whatever you're doing with Roland has a positive feedback towards what James does. My worry is that whatever happens to James might negatively feedback towards Roland, considering he's put in combat and not Roland. I'm trying to lighten James's load, but considering the fact that the asset in question is obedient to a T, and he is believing that he is necessary and is considered active duty service. End of discussion. Do what I can to avoid any dangerous missions, but so far, considering his schedule, most of his patrols will end up here, so it should just be a cakewalk. He'll walk around, be himself, in the shell of himself, and as long as nobody bothers him and nothing bad happens in the city, hopefully, through time, effort, and a little bit of patience with Roland and with James, we'll find a way to be able to merge the two back together into one.
Sanders, have either you spoken to anyone in regards to those who have to work with him?
With James or with Roland?
No, with James. I have to work with them in the city, specifically.
Not directly. I don't spend a whole lot of time here. Most of my work is done with the other Spartans, including James. I don't know what happens down here.
So, neither of you are familiar enough with this sort of stuff, but patrolling the city isn't... There's a certain way you go about doing that sort of thing. And it is basically a sort of a casual walk, or maybe you just could have plant yourself down in certain locations. What he's doing is constantly running back and forth in certain areas and whatnots. Now, it's because people are familiar with him. They're familiar with him being someone that often was someone patrolled around here. But if this was happening in certain other neighborhoods, who's not familiar with him being as one of the main patrollers, they'd be wondering, is something wrong? Why is this geared up man with all this stuff constantly running very quickly throughout the area here? Often.
I can see where the concern rises in terms of this. No doubt he is also subconsciously aware of his presence. Well, again, I'm not sure what else he can do in his state. Again, he functions just fine in combat. He functions on his patrols. He just can't emotionally or verbally communicate. And until we can get another step in this breakthrough between Roland and James, he's just gonna keep wandering around in circles.
Okay, maybe I need to word it in some other way. So...
Are you concerned that he's scaring the civilians because of his presence alone?
I'm worried that there's going to be questions bubbling up. Because, that's not normal. And if someone were to say, hey, maybe he's just not feeling well. Maybe he's not feeling well?
Am I fine to be up here, or is this more a private conversation?
What? Do either of you...
I don't mind. That's fine if she can be up here. As long as everyone else is okay with it. I figure we're safe.
Sure. You can be up here.
Are they okay? So they're okay to be hearing what I'm going to be saying?
Yes. They're gonna have to eventually hear it anyway.
Okay. Well, you're gonna have to get a little bit closer than that, because you're gonna be out of the range.
I was more so just gonna let you guys talk as having the review.
Okay. I don't know if how much context I should be giving. Since you just kind of just came in here right now. What does she know?
You know, Roland, the little guy.
I've seen him the one time that you were out with him. Yes.
That is James. It is a split. Some kind of split body, but the personality of a younger form of James.
They don't know that.
No.
I kind of gathered
I've
that
been
considering the
keeping-
nickname he called me. Only James has called me that.
I've been keeping it very quiet.
I thought they were going out.
They are, but you know what they also are? They could have been an agent for Oni. I needed to be sure. This is so delicate.
I know.
You don't
I know.
understand,
Okay,
Paddy.
no. I know that. Now I'm just confused with this sort of thing, and they're just like, okay, they're okay to be up here. It just, I assume you've cleared them to be okay to be, yeah, you.
I was even unsure about telling. I was even unsure about telling Dr. Sanders as well.
But she
I
has
am
every
very-
right to be concerned. Oni is
I am
a little
very
cloak and
concerned.
dagger.
Indeed,
But
I'm very.
if it makes anyone feel better, Miss Calliope isn't technically a member of the UNSC. If anything, she is just a mercenary.
Indeed.
Oh, she has worked with us in the past. She wouldn't be any member of Oni by any sense. She doesn't have enough time or record to be able to do so.
That's. I had to do a little bit of research to make sure, and
of course, I'm glad you
I-
take the time.
Don't blame you.
How do you do the same for your kids as well?
Hmm?
You do the same for your kids as well.
This situation is like completely unique. Like what I'm seeing right here, which I probably need to give you emphasis here, and you're gonna be surprised by this sort of thing. Like him walking around, Spartan walking around, giving a response, like just that robotic response. That is not normal. It's okay if we have synthetics that have robotic voices. That's perfectly fine. It's okay we have, actual robots that are sort of that, they're giving their reactions and whatnot as whatever they're programmed. But like something that we all expected to be going around as a, fully sentient thinking person does not seem to be reacting like a fully thinking person. We don't need people who can't think enough like that, patrolling like this. That's like I'm worried my kids are going to get hurt by him. This does not look normal. Those sort of what is up with those robotic reactions? I've never seen that before from him. Like to me, that just screams like Oni is like giving this city a big middle finger. This is like that is the sort of the anti. That is literally what other people think goes on in the city.
The program response.
Not just the program response.
kind
It's
of things work?
like the way he runs around is like that's not patrolling. It's when you go patrolling, you're not running around from place to place over and over and whatnot. You are just going like, okay, I'm just gonna kind of walk around. Maybe I'll sit down and stuff like that. I'm keeping an eye on things, not constantly moving around.
It is a programmed response. As
Why?
I said, you keep.
Why is it a
you
programmed
keep
response?
Moving. You can't settle. You don't get breaks when you're in a program.
Why is that happening? That's my question.
And what it seems like, the portion that actually let him be a person is now separated from him. He is going on a programmed response and going on a programmed what is in his head.
Why?
Goes on what he constantly moves.
Patty, you said the answer before. Brainwashing. That is what Oni does.
And why are we still allowing this? Why are we looking at this as like, why are we still allowing this?
James's cognitive ability has not been stupid by the fact that his inner child is currently a 6-year-old sitting in Dr. Farr's apartment. James is clearly able to make decisions, it's just he can't make decisions with emotions involved. Now mind you, I understand there was an incident last week where he shot his own hand. I'm not sure what caused that, but I would assume it is some emotional response that might have riled him up from what connection he has with Roland, which is a good thing. It means the connection is still there, which means we still have a chance to push the two together. What you are afraid of will most likely not happen, but it is okay to be worried about it. James hasn't hurt anyone in the city, and I doubt he will at any point in time. Now, mind you, I can't say anything about his blitzing state because that changes everything cognitively, because that is something with Aether. Something that I am still researching, something Dr. Kiker is still researching, and several other members of my team are still trying to understand, as that was a division that was long shut down about. We are still trying to dig up what we can find and what we can get our hands on. But for the time being, Icon, myself, and the director have deemed Spartan capable of functioning within this city and resuming his duties. Do not like that, we can have a discussion with HighCom if you have concerns, but we would not put him out on the street if we thought him a threat.
With all due respect, Dr. Sanders, if he is going based on programming that Oni has put him through, we both know what that could entail. Oni is a organization that would stop at nothing to get the job done. This is our concern. My concern. Not sure about Patty's.
I'm aware of Oni's history, and I'm aware of your concerns. Right now, they're not focused on the city. They're leaving that to the UNSC, who want to make sure this relationship stays in the state that it is. Oni right now is concerned about the Thunder Warriors that just blew up a desert town not 6 planets south from here. So that is where their concern lies. They're not looking at the city.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is the programming that he has gone through in his life, he is following that to a T right now. He doesn't have any emotion that he had whilst being a freelancer, the head of freelancers. He was able to make cognitive choices. Right now, he is following orders. And not from any of us. Not from anyone in Orlando. He is following orders from UNSC.
And his orders are currently to protect and defend. That means he's not going to put a hand on anyone unless there is a threat.
And if he's told that
Nobody
he needs
here
to
is
be,
going
and if he's told that he needs to be at ease, what's going to happen?
I don't know. I can tell him. We can see. That would need to be in a padded room in the ship. You would like him to not be here, I can just hold him on ship. It's as simple as saying, stay here.
Needs to be recovering.
Yes.
Like, this is literally the example of someone who is sick. This is someone who should be in a hospital. This is someone who should be getting therapy, recovering. This is like, we're lucky the cops haven't caught on to anything just yet, because we haven't reported anything yet. I'm literally waiting for this conversation to happen before I even make a decision of whether or not I'm going to tell OPD about this.
If I stop him from coming here, they are still going to send him on missions. He is still going to be told to kill people. I send him here because then he gets to see you people, and I'm hoping that helps in recovery.
He doesn't look at us.
If
He
you not like
doesn't
that. I can
need a bit
I think
more
he's
than
too
just
far
that.
gone right now. We need to make more progress with Roland before that can happen.
Something needs to be done with James as well, though. Making progress with Roland, what's gonna do when James is still doing stuff out there?
We have, Eddie, we have just confirmed that Roland's emotional state also helps James. So helping Roland will help James.
We need more
That is what
progress
I'm
than
saying.
that.
We can't rush. This is therapy. You can't rush something like this, especially with a 6-year-old.
I'm talking about James as well here. Therapy isn't him going to fight in more battles and stuff like that. And if you want to think about it in terms of tools, you're literally taking over a hammer that is shattered, held together by duct tape and glue, throwing it back in fights, back in battle. Like, you don't treat tools like that either.
That is out of Dr. Sanders' hands, I'm afraid.
I cannot stop Icon from sending out one of their best assets. Especially since he performed so well now on one mission after several months of recovery. They want him to continue. He's currently right now on call for the second mission on Sunday. They will be speaking with an informant. I have no say over it, because HighCom is pleased with how he reacted to the situation, and the director himself is pleased with his recovery progress. I cannot give them any amount of data that can prove that James is not as functioning as they believe him to be, which is why I wanted him here. It was the lesser of two evils. If he is patrolling here, he is not in danger, he's not getting shot at, he sure as hell isn't going to get hurt. But you do not
What's the
want him
difference
here.
between him not being here and him being on the ship the entire time?
He's not going to be on the ship the entire time. That's the problem.
Yes.
He's going to be
But
out
he's
there
still-
on patrols. He's going to be out there in gunfights.
Regardless if he is here or on the ship, he's still being sent out on missions.
Yes, but there's less of a chance of him getting shot here.
So you might as well just keep him on the ship for now until we can sort out things. Okay?
I'll see what I can do, but again, I can't stop him from going on missions. For the time
That's
being,
something
though,
that you can't control, and I get that.
I'll let HighCom know they
Even
don't
though
want
it's
him
going to be
here anymore.
harder on me.
Well, that's going to be on me. I'll let HighCom know in the morning. They probably won't care too much, but that's to be expected. They want results.
Okay. I apologize if I'm aiming any anger towards you.
Care about your city, and I respect that.
I care about my
I'm
city.
Not upset because
Go ahead.
I respect the fact that you care about him too. Don't think I don't. But unfortunately, I'm not in the position to make the choices for his well-being all the time. I do what I can. I make those choices, and I made a judgment call letting him be here because I wanted him to be around you people. Clearly, that was a mistake. I had to send him back.
I don't know.
Just while he is still robotic in his current nature and can't think on his own volition, I think it's better that way.
For the time being.
Go ahead, Fanny.
I wanted to know what could be done. I want to know what could be done from your end. From both of your ends. And it seems like it's clear to me that neither of you can do anything about this right now. So I'm going to have to talk to either OPD or the HOA. Probably not OPD because they can't do anything.
talk to HOA. But
I
they
don't
already
care,
know
we'll
the
most likely
situation.
have a discussion.
Well, if they know the situation, maybe they should have told people who are a little too close to him to a little bit more than simply just stand back. I did that once before, and I witnessed the most disrespectful thing I have ever witnessed in my life besides this city being destroyed by Oni.
Mm-hmm. Ain't no way I don't trust them. That's why I kept my secrets from both of you, and I apologize for that.
No, you're in your rights. I'll see what I can do.
We will do our best to try and get him back to the way he was, okay? I'm sorry, it's probably going to take a while. But I assure you we are going to get him back one way or another. Until we can find out why this happened. Why the split happened. But if I can put even a bit of more childhood or humanity inside of Roland before they go back to the way into James, that's... Maybe James can have a bit of a better life as well.
From what you've told me in terms of I'm not sure how long we have left for James or for Roland. Right now we are at the precipice. Roland is living a pretty decent life and has a few good memories from what it looks like, so we're making excellent progress towards the fact that he is able to cognitively understand what a good life looks like. We keep reinforcing that when the time comes and he's ready to go back to being one, maybe that will make the right push in the right direction, but we are fighting an unknown force of Aether that is doing something we don't understand to his body.
Okay.
You having him be here is not a mistake. It's showing him the world. It's better than being locked up inside.
You would be one of the few people that have accepted that. In the first couple weeks here, I think a few folks made fun of him for just being on city patrol. A tool being left on the shelf, more or less. In a few cases, he felt like that. You know, he wanted to fight, he wanted to be in combat. And he saw the peace, you know, sitting around, people watching, I believe is the term. He finally understood why the quiet is so good. Why it's nice to have a little break every now and then. It's, again, one of the other reasons why I had him just here. Hoping he would sit still and realize the quiet, the peace, there's no fighting. But again, I understand where that may be concerns. I was more concerned about Roland than the other people here, and having your perspective brought that to light, and I appreciate that. I'm going to do my best to put him back into one piece, but I can't make any promises. This is beyond what I studied for.
Yeah.
What I was assigned to. But I can do what I can.
I'm sorry for, once again, for speaking to you the way that I was. It's...
Hon, you are perfectly fine. You care. And that shows. And I want that more than anything. I would have been a little bit more remiss had you been a bit dismissive about this, but it shows that you care about him. I would not doubt for a second he would be the same way if you were in his position. Cares. I know he does, it's just expressing that is difficult when a piece of him is missing.
Where did that programming come from? The way that... whatever the synthesized voice is talking.
Myself and Hopper and a few members of the team wanted something to be able to help him function on and off ship. It is what is considered to be a dumb AI. Like him, it's just a set of programs running through its paces. It's meant to kind of steer the boat, in a sense, so that it looked like he was functioning somewhat properly.
Then I think
Just a chip.
I think you and Hopper and whatever else is part of your programming team needs to visit this place. You probably maybe should do the same things he was doing. See what it feels like. Of course you can't patrol, but people watching. See how things operate here.
So what you're saying is that he's been replaced by an AI?
An AI is puppeteering him. More or less. It's a crude way of saying it, but it's what we could do with on borrowed time. To be fair, not only Oni, Highcom wanted him functioning. He is a lead asset. He runs the damn company, for as far as we're concerned, for Spartans. With him out of action, his second lieutenant have had to take over, and that is putting stress on the rest of Grizzly.
And do they not realize what happens? You keep pushing a machine that's on the brink of falling apart.
Think of it this way. Highcom is a game of telephone. They don't see it, they only hear things, and then when people misconstrue or even outright sugarcoat wording on how a functioning UNSC member who has a decorated record of several wars under his belt is now a husk and has to be puppeteered by a piece of programming.
He
Do they
is barely functioning. He's not functioning in the slightest.
And I have expressed that to my superiors, who have then sugarcoated it to their superiors, who then told the Admiral that he is functioning within parameters. It's a legal political loophole that they are currently working around, because they need as many assets as they can.
They probably get something that's more useful from the black market in the city. Like, just hey, there's a whole bunch of exosuits that can just be given to AI and it will do the same thing that he can do.
They
Keep
have
my mouth shut
hundreds.
on that. There's
They-
things to be said there.
They genetically modified hundreds of children. Why the fuck do they need one in particular?
As I discussed.
Because he's proven he will continue to push no matter what. He's been on top of everything. They see him as the most valuable thing they have. And they want any type of results, and they will get it based off of who does
Patty
it
knew
the
the answer to that already. She was
They
like,
don't care
I
that
don't.
He's just a husk. They see him still working even through it all. That's what happens. They don't go down.
I need to leave. I can't do this right now. I need to go take care of him.
I really didn't want to be responding with, making references to
Aggression?
tools. No, not just aggression, but also just, I don't really want to respond with making connections to tools. But in this city, we give respect to our weapons, our hammers, our, all these things. Because if we don't give the respect, it's going to fail on us when we need it the most. A lot of these things have been through so much for us. And to have people, I mean, sure, it's terrible that they think of him as a tool, because clearly they're seeing this like this. But to treat a tool in such a fashion is also just as infuriating. Not as infuriating, but still infuriating. And I know you can't do anything about that.
You've said it yourself. This city and its people are far more advanced than us. When we are given different choices, we have to make tough decisions. And I know that's no excuse for what we had to do to James, to Roland, and every other Spartan. But it was that or extinction. And unfortunately, Dr. Halsey has made that call. And unfortunately, then there was Commander Ackerson, who made a different plan. I'm not going to go into the specifics of the Spartan 3 program. I think it would only anger you more, and I don't want to put you in that kind of position. But as I said before, when we first met, James is different because he is allowed his emotions. And that is a double-edged sword. But you've seen it yourself. He has proven that he is able to wield his emotion very surgically, I believe is the word, and is able to express himself in a way that helps. And I want that back. I want that here, because I know he is making volumes of progress for this city and its people. And to see him like this most likely not only upsets you, but the people close to him, and I want nothing more to fix that. But I can't fix something I have no idea what's damaging him.
People told you guys actually what ended up happening on the mission. And that ended up going on with them. I believe I told you, Patty.
What's that?
You sure you want to talk about it?
If it could be helpful. I witnessed what ended up happening.
I'm aware of what happened. I saw the report. Hell, I'm the one that stitched his head back together. Well, the bits that ended up not coming fully back. But if you'd like to go into detail, be my guest. I'm still confused on everything that happened through the body cam. I mean, bone golems coming out of the ground?
I mean, if it's the body cam, you sure as hell didn't see what his head looked like.
I don't think I need to. I kind of suspected based on the... I can kind of imagine.
His head came back. It was a skeleton.
I have no doubt that the skeletons and bone golems he summoned in that forest were no doubt from him and his aether. Though to what end it caused, I'm not sure. I can't say anything to fix the situation for right now or give you guys any easement.
I know.
I know. All I can say for right now is that Roland is here right now, and he is functioning. And from what I've seen, a rambunctious 6-year-old is kind of what this city needs right now. Just giving a little bit more light.
I still think you should have your team.
I can't offer anything.
No. What I said a while ago. I still think your team should just exist here. See what things are like here. Maybe talk to some of the people. And then bring that knowledge back to the AI, your dumb AI you've programmed. If James is in there and he's incapable of talking, I think he'd much rather come off as more friendlier to people. Or something that makes more sense around here.
Of course.
You know, even if it's not his own voice, I'm pretty sure he'd love to tell, like, a kid, hope you're having a good day. You know, don't, make sure to walk your nanny across the street. Those sort type of things. Just something beyond just patrolling.
As much as I would like to take the time and the effort to program the AI to be more human, I think it would just be best to withhold him for now and focus on cognitively recovering him so that he can come back as he was.
Is that something that you can actually do?
It would take time. A lot of time. I know he's been gone already for almost a whole year due to his mission. And I would hate to take him away from you again, but you said it yourself. He's scaring the people and causing a little bit of nervousness.
That's not what I said. I said if he was in other areas, he'd be making people nervous. I'm the one that's nervous here. Because I'm seeing something else here. Like, to me, this seemed like it was a mockery. But now that I understand this a little bit more, it's not. It's not a mockery. You just guys didn't have a good idea as to what was the best thing to program into.
We had short notice, and we were told to just basically spot fix it and pray to God that he functioned.
Can you say that you guys are being given pressure that you need to update the AI?
No. Not in the slightest. As far as HICOM is concerned, he is active duty. No ifs, ands, or buts. And that's what scares me. Because I'm worried, just like you are, that one day the AI will mix up and he'll shoot a friendly. I've put that to the back of my mind because so far he has not done that. I should be worried, but at the same time, if I am worried, there's nothing I can do about it.
Do you not have any connections where you're at to help you with the AI? Outsourcing.
I can talk with Admiral Pike and see if I can get somebody from Cairo Station to come over, but that would take months. And again, that's time that we don't have. We are, in relation to where our home system is to yours, in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, with very little contact to the outer systems at best. We are basically the Enterprise, if that makes any sense in correlation.
There too many spacefaring vehicles. It's called Enterprise.
We are currently in space that we have not discovered before until now. We discovered it because our Spartan got chucked through a Promethean portal and somehow got displaced here. I want an easy fix. I want a fast fix. I want something that will be good for him and quality. But the AI is going to take far too much time and too much time away from actually solving the problem. Right now, what you guys can do is just help Roland live a good life until he is ready, or when the time comes to come back. Because as I've told Dr. Sanders, my theory is that's James's inner child. That's Roland. In and of itself, stripped away from the programming, stripped away from everything the UNSC threw into his head.
There's gonna be a bunch of Valkyries waiting at his deathbed.
Give him a good life. And I'll do what I can on my end to help James be ready to be back to his normal self, if that is still possible. We are working with a lot of ifs right now, and maybes. My worst possibility is that the shell dies and you just have a 6-year-old now that used to be your friend and doesn't even remember anything. I don't want that to be the case, but I have to be prepared for any scenario, and if that is the case, I would like Roland to be as far away from the UNSC as possible. I don't want him to ever hear it again, and I want him to live a normal life. Because he deserves that at the very least for what he's been through and what he's had to do throughout his life. This, Prometheus, All of Reach, hell, the Madness War, and the time after. I'm sorry you have to go through this, and I can't. I wish I had an easier fix for it.
Do you know anything about the progress about getting the refugees into the district that's been waiting for them to come in for over a year now?
They've been briefed. They've been given pamphlets. Few people are apprehensive about magic. I'm hoping with a few representatives to show them that magic isn't bad. They'll start flowing in within the week. Maybe 2.
They'd be living.
This stupor with Spartan has been a little bit of a setback, but I have been trying to keep his mission going forward with getting the refugees placed within the city. And it has been making great progress.
Do you know if there's going to be any sort of meddling from UNSC or perhaps ONI as far as the refugees are concerned?
In terms of UNSC, they're willing to abide by your laws. In the ways that Admiral Pike has said it, this is your home, your turf. You set the boundaries, we will live by them. We will obviously defend our colonists to the best of our ability and aid where we can, because that is what the relationship should be, is 50-50. We provide resources, defenses, economic sources. You guys provide the home and the defenses as well as you see fit. My understanding is that the HOA tends to be a little fidgety about having ships hovering overhead, so we're not doing that. We're keeping our ships out of orbit, just kind of outside of the area, so it doesn't look like a military zone, God forbid. Even the colonists are afraid of having it be another early type colony where UNSC ships are just hovering over his head like doom clouds.
Seriously, don't have any sort of civilian-looking ships at all?
The transports, the colony ships themselves, they'll be hovering around every now and then. And when we get our boots on the ground, there'll actually be merchant vessels that'll be coming around to set up markets. We're hoping within the month or two, the district itself will be blooming with economic resources, things that both of us can share. Our public representative is actually looking on the positive side of this. People are excited to finally set their feet on the ground. For so long, kids have grown up on the colony ships and not known what atmosphere is like, what trees look like, what grass looks like, and to finally see it for the first time in this city, in a place that, to be fair, doesn't look far too different from their homes. I've seen some of the colony kids from the daycare that James visits. They set foot on the ground for the first time, and they played in the grass. No park equipment, no merry-go-round, no slides, no nothing. They played tag in the grass. I've never seen the kids so fucking happy, and I'm proud of the fact of the progress we've made so far. And I'm hoping the rest of the colonists will be just as happy when they finally get to set foot on Earth, on this planet, with fresh air and not recycled colony ship air. It'll be the one win we've had in a long while, and we're finally getting there. Get to relax.
I really hope that Oni hasn't done any sort of meddling with any of the refugees.
The UNSC has made sure that the colonists are of their priority, and thankfully Oni has no interest in the colonists. You have nothing to worry about as far as I'm concerned.
Unfortunately, I do
UNSC
have something to worry about. If the behavior of going to someone else's land and not respecting their rules, at the very least, hospital rules. I'm concerned what they're willing to do with people who they have some kind of connection with. You know, Orlandosaka, HOA, they're very hands-off with a lot of things. So you can very well easily just have a whole bunch of people coming in, and they're not going to be inspected in any kind of specific way because we want them to feel welcome. You know, if a problem arises, we'll deal with the problem. I just would like to not have to have the refugees have to witness a problem and then deal with whatever stigma that comes from, you know, someone in their group, something bad happening to them, or the stigma coming in from the outside or the inside, you know, like, oh, we've been drinking the water here, it's you know, making us feel bad, or whatever stupid reason.
Is it no different between you and Saphira? Do Saphiran citizens not come here and complain about the quality of living here at some points?
That's
cartoony.
That's comparing apples to oranges. It's two different things, two different situations.
I cannot control the minds of thousands of people, nor can I control the minds of anyone in Oni, to be fair.
I know.
But
I'm speaking out into the air right now with what I was saying.
Of course. It makes you feel any better. Oni and UNSC are two different parts of the branches. They have no correlation with each other, and how they've bumped heads with each other, and how certain situations need to be handled on several occasions. Thankfully, back then, and hopefully if we get him back, James has stood up against Oni on several occasions when it came to protocol and dictating how certain things are done. Hoping if we get him back, that will return as well. Again.
And
I understand your fears.
Has Oni been prodding in any kind of way that you don't know about?
If I didn't know about it, I couldn't tell you.
So none of that Aether stuff is being agitated?
Not from us. From what I know, and he sits with me most nights.
Are the locations that he goes to do missions on, are there sort of anything that could be considered agitators as far as Aether's concerned?
We've had theories about the Thunder Warriors. To be frank, it's believed that they might be Spartans gone rogue. We ran into a rogue Spartan during the mission this morning. Though, to say the least, it's possible that they may have been augmented, but with what, I'm not sure. In theory, it could be possible that the Thunder Warriors might have Aether laced within them as well, but there is no evidence proving that. It is a wild theory in the air, but considering their body type, their strength, their speed, and the armor that they wear, unless it's one hell of a steroid. I, again, would like to push for, Dr. Bishop to assist in dissecting those Thunder Warriors. We are still in that political rigmarole in getting him and getting Oni to play nice and doing the dissection, but I could be wrong and it could have happened. I have been more busy with taking care of these Spartans within the ship and making sure they are ready for the time being. I think if anyone in this city or anywhere that could give us a little bit of light on the Thunder Warriors and the URF in specific, I believe Dr. Bishop might have a little bit better insight and a perspective that we may all need.
Yeah, he probably would be one of the best people around here that would have something to say.
For the time being, though, as the colonists are moving in, I can't tell you to not be worried. I can't tell you to just ignore it and move forward, because I know James is a friend. I would be worried sick too. So all I can ask is just put on a brave face. I know, it's silly, and from what he tells me you do it all the time, but... well, I don't know what he would say to you in this moment.
It's fine. He wouldn't know what to say anyways.
He always said you were a bit too complicated to be able to help. So he just hopes that his presence alone would aid a little bit in your de-stressing.
Is there anything you want me to avoid as far as me talking to the HOA is concerned?
No. I think you should tell them everything. I won't tell you that with the device off, for obvious reasons. But if worst comes to worst and we lose James, I think they should fully understand what's going on with Roland and be able to protect them.
Yeah.
As far as the UNSC concerns, they have no idea about Roland, and I intend to keep it that way.
We literally have a program that his situation would be falling under. The Magical Contract Refugee Program. I know it says magical, but like it also applies to
Something like this.
Yeah.
I hope it never comes to it, but at the same time, there's a part of me that wishes it. It's weird, right? I mean,
No, I
I
understand.
don't want James.
I completely understand. You don't want the suffering to happen anymore.
James always said that with all that's happened, he's given the cards that he was dealt, and he's done the best he can to play with those cards. He's always said that he thinks he's gotten a pretty good hand considering his position here and on ship. He speaks highly of all of you, and I think his words are placed very well. So, I have no concerns with how this city runs. Despite what Oni says or does, I think the colonies have the best chance of starting here. I think Roland has a good chance of having a good life here.
I'm still worried that they're just inseparably meshed.
You know, I can't.
Look, I'm just gonna keep catastrophizing at this point.
We're running around in circles at this point.
Yeah.
Why don't you go to bed or do what you need to recover from this? This was a heavy conversation, and I'm sorry that you had to go through all this. I should have done better to keep Spartan a little bit more safe, but he's bullheaded.
You've done what you could.
For the time being, I will keep Miss Farah updated on any developments, positive or negative. Whether she shares them with you will have to be up between you and Dr. Farah. I'm sorry. To you too. I know you two are close.
Calliope?
Again. One world.
Calliope.
Hey. Calliope. She might be in her own world. Just leave her be for a minute.
Are you familiar with Calliope?
A little bit. I haven't had a chance to check on her augmentations, but from what James has told me, third-party augments, somewhat sharing similar to a Spartan 3. It's done properly. He's been keeping an eye on her health every now and then, though it is vastly different from standard considering her species. She's doing well.
Is Calliope her name? Or is that a designation?
No, that's her name.
Or rather, sorry.
Again,
I heard,
she's
sorry. Is that I meant to say, is it a code name or is it her actual name?
Again, Calliope isn't a member of the UNSC. She's not one of us. Calliope is a third-party member. Her augmentations were something else. James wouldn't tell me what, but she's supposedly built like a 3, and, you know, he snuck some parts in from an armor and put this all together for her.
Miss Calliope?
Apologies.
You okay?
I need something.
Just checking up on you.
You were worried you kind of zone out.
Yeah. You haven't said anything.
Apologies, I was listening. And I mean, I've been mostly in the dark of all of this. Last time I had seen James was when he got his head blown off.
Yeah, and I feel like you have right to be saying stuff. I mean, granted, we can't solve anything clearly, but
For right now, no. Is there anything you wish to know? Anything you want to know about James? I can do my best to give you info.
Last I was told when it came down to him, I was supposed to be avoiding him. Came out here for once to try and actually do a patrol, and walked around the city to make sure things were okay. Seemed like people were wrapping up something happening out there. I went to come into my usual spot, and when I got,
Yes. For the time being, James is being removed from the city until his recovery is secured and he is able to cognitively function. It is going to be the best for both the city, its people, and for... I think it's just silly to keep calling him James now. I don't know how he would feel about being called his naturally born name, but Roland would be in his best state if we just kept him on the ship and try to limit his mission time as little as possible so that he can recover mentally, physically, spiritually, and all that. It will have to be through Roland's inner child that his healing is to begin.
Make sure to, diagnose how his body's behaving certain things. I have a weird connection with a wind-up doll. It's a clockwork toy, and I know what it's still me, so to speak. The connection is still sort of just me. It's like who I am is still, but the soul is there,
it's an
kind of thing.
extension of you that is delayed by several days.
You're
James
aware of
has
it.
explained the toy. James has explained the toy, and I've watched helmet cam footage of the little one.
Yeah.
Remember, he's been here a while.
Yeah. What I experience from those is from the toy and myself is very unique, I guess you might say. So there was a time in my life where I'm constantly going through some uncomfortable stuff, and I intentionally had my clockwork self try to go out there and bring myself a better mood. Unfortunately, there was during a time, certain people, I guess they might have used me as an example and refused to acknowledge that aspect. But I can understand that, that connection you're talking about in regards to Roland, James possibly anything. That's why I said gauge how he's doing, because if James going out and about as he is, not able to control and think that can be a bigger stressor. Maybe it is definitely best for him to be resting in one place, and he just gets the good vibes from his younger self.
I can do what I can, but again, whatever happens on those missions will be up to James's cognitive, trained self, without the emotional support of his inner child. If he is put in danger, or injured to the point at which he requires medical attention, that may have
Lemonhead, I'm trying to understand what you said there too.
6-year-old Roland. Well, right now we are taking it easy. There is currently an investigation going on a desert planet with an underground facility that the Foreshadow Recon Company is looking into. James is currently only on call, and I am praying the recon group is able to function without him. Which, their history, they do a pretty good job at making sure, so it should be fine. But again, I can't prevent him from going on missions if Command asks him to be there. So if he goes, all I can do is just prepare him for the worst and just hope and pray.
I'm able to get notifications as well if any missions happen.
I believe so. You will be, I believe you are in fact linked to the intercom system on the ship, so you will be notified if any missions are there, and you may tag along if you see fit. I will not stop you from interacting with James, just don't expect much of anything besides the usual combat routines that he usually goes through.
Staying inside the apartment isn't gonna help.
It's at least another set of eyes. Keep watch on how he's doing. Especially during combat, 'cause I know sure as hell that scientists and doctors don't usually go out on missions.
Lieutenant Rizzo was with him last mission this morning. He's a member of his fire team, and he has kept a good eye on him since. His second-in-command has also been keeping a good track on him as well. So don't worry, he has several folks who care about him and have been keeping a close eye on his situation, to say the least. He's in good hands. Put it bluntly, his brothers and sisters care very much for his care and safety. Whether he knows it or not, will be up to him.
Do you know anything about this Archon name?
It was mentioned a few times in his sleep.
Archon of the Unliving?
I'm not sure what he was dreaming about, to be fair. It did concern me a little bit, but nothing came up of it. I'm assuming it has some relation to what happened on Calliope's mission, when he summoned bone golems and skeletons to fight off everything around him. I believe we may have just seen only a taste of what could be the most negative response to negative cognitive stimuli.
We've seen
I
in this
think
world what happens when Aether is used in... well, used in a very specific way. And that doesn't sound too far off from what I remembered.
If I had access to the files of prior testing with this project, I would only guess that similar results of what happened would be there, to say the least.
And there's...
Roland is probably one of the few successful iterations of what he is.
If you can call that
what
successful.
I don't know. Quotation marks, so to speak. I will not hide the fact that he has expressed his suicidal tendencies on several occasions in the beginning, and I am hoping we have kind of nipped that later on with his purpose here in the city. But I fear if the negative path is followed closely, those tendencies may return. Again, I'm not trying to push any worst case scenarios, but I strive to be prepared for all possible contingencies. I would not be good at my job if I did not.
I sure hope Oni is fully prepared to deal with their consequences if this little tool of theirs gets pushed too far and it changes into
something worse.
Yeah.
Only time will tell. What happens with Roland now and his state at the age of 6 will define what happens next. However long it may take. I'm not saying spoil the kid, but
he's already being taken care of.
if that was the case. He's a good kid. He was when he was 6. He is now. I figure you'll have no problems with him besides the rush of adventure from a 6-year-old that usually comes in that age and the troublesome nature of said childhood.
Calliope, this may not sound too pleasant, but I think it's best if you don't try to see Roland. Let the rest of us to be able to look after him. Mainly to make it not awkward, I guess. Taking care of someone in this sort of states, if I don't have any sort of scientific research done on this sort of thing, but I wouldn't be surprised that helping taking care of Roland as a child is going to develop more familial, sibling, parental feelings there, as opposed to what you have right now. Just simply trust us that we can look after him.
I can't force them to come see me, nor can I do that for anyone else. I don't even know where they ended up taking him. I heard he was with Farah. I leave it to her. I leave it to you guys.
Look,
He comes and visits me, will you guys let me see him? And okay, but I'm not gonna go actively get them.
I'm still saying this. Just wanted to explain it to you. I didn't mean for you to give a soldier response, I guess. It's like... Do you have a way to respond to that? I
think it would be best, for the time being, if you wish to maintain your emotional relationship with Roland when he returns, is to maintain distance. I'm not saying completely avoid him. He has seen you. He is more than likely going to want you around every now and then. But just keep it as limited as possible for the time being. As
I'm talking specifically Roland and not James.
Yes.
Similar, like I said. I'll leave it to you guys. I don't know where they took him. I don't have a way of finding that out, nor would I want to. You guys seem to have a handle on it.
Okay.
If I end up seeing James, then I'll keep an eye out, but if I see Roland,
I would say at the
anything,
best,
then okay.
if you want to help, just act like you would around James when he functioned normally. If possible, some of that little positive experience between you and him might give some more positive feedback from the end of James into Roland, which will then hasten the healing process, especially in a combat scenario where James thrives to a certain extent, at least from what it seems from this morning's mission. He seemed way more comfortable in that sort of situation, so just be yourself when you're on those missions with him.
Look at yours, I'll try.
For the time being, though, if neither of you have any more questions for me, and I don't have anything for you, you should go to bed. Very, very late, young lady. And you probably should get some rest.
I have a family. I'm gonna get married.
That is not a reason to break your sleep schedule. Go, scoot, all of you. I have to rest as well. I have a Spartan to look after and a supervisor to instruct on how my field testing and discussions with a colleague here in the city about cognitive regeneration went. And I'm going to bore him for 2 hours until he falls asleep and I can sneak away.
Also, if you do end up having any questions about myself, feel free to ask. I somewhat tuned in after a little bit with you guys talking about my shit.
Actually,
well, I've gotten a fair bit. James would not shut up about you on several occasions, but
I have a thought. Now, the problem is, this is a thought, but like, I don't know how manipulative it is, but maybe you can, if you can make something, or maybe you can buy something, maybe a shark plushie to gift Roland.
Could be helpful. Might jog his memory a little bit cognitively. Again, they are still linked, so they are still one to some
Like I said,
extent.
it's...
Are you talking about Roland or Roland?
I'm talking about
Roland,
Roland. I'm
not
very being
James.
specific. Yeah,
Yeah,
Roland
okay.
James. Yeah.
That's why I'm
So
making sure you both have been referring to both.
For the time
Why
being,
is
we
there
will
so
keep the
many
name
fucking
separation as
Toddberries?
easily.
What the fuck? Sorry.
are you gonna stay up here?
My head and saw
Are you gonna stay up here patrolling, or no?
my doing all
Is
around
it
the
safe
city.
to go down there?
And that's why I'm asking them if you can help.
Need to walk them down.
Yes.
I am still on duty. I am still in the comms.
I am also armed, but I would prefer not to fire off.
That
a
is
weapon in
not
the
something your weapons will handle.
city. Okay. All right. Yeah, just walk me to the train station. I'll make the way from there.
It seemed like he already had some recollection as he called me the nickname that James has called me. So he does have some sort of recollection. Or without anything else. Okay, listen.
It's cute. It's not
Wah 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 wah. What the hell do I tell Lila? I don't like how they were just waiting there. Hey, just want to keep an eye on things. Are they gonna be fine? Okay. Take care. Buh. Blah 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 monologue blah blah blah. I need to talk to HOA. I don't know what the heck I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna tell them something. You're asleep. Alright, let me just get washed up. Oh.
Taco
It was
Bell.
fine. I don't know why it's doing
You think it's the
to you.
mask?
You got your emotional session.
No.
Congrats,
Oh
you
my
know
God.
more now.
Yeah, now I know that, like,
trains.
and now I know it was useless talking to Sanders.
See you guys later.
I don't know. You got a little bit more out of it.
Sure, but like that, all that. Okay, so all that said to me was basically like, okay, so Sanders is not the person to talk to. I gotta talk to someone else. I gotta talk to HOA about this. Anything that Patty kind of said, whatever, meant nothing. So I gotta figure out something else.
When I look at the image, it's just, I have no hands.
Did Patty not get the results she wanted? So now she's
No. She got something that the one path is not going to take her anywhere, so she's going somewhere else.
We're removing Spartan again.
Which-
He's no longer allowed in Orlandosaka until he's cognitively better.
Which
taking away your Spartan privilege.
I assume
you should look into this, Randy. You should look into Pish Posh.
What do you mean pish posh? What do you mean pish posh? Have you not done? Have you actually looked?
Tag of Orlandosaka's looking into it. I ain't gotta do shit.
Patty can't. She literally can't do anything from her position. All
What the fuck am I gonna do?
You can still do something.
Test it. Maybe it's.
No one care. Like people react more negatively towards Patty, but Randy. Look at Randy. If you switch in the model, you can ask anyone. You're gonna be like, look at that man.
Kuma, would you react more positively if I approached you as Randy?
I don't know, man. We'll see.
Well, I mean, investigating as well. But you know,
I think the only difference is going to be I figure that nothing can be happening, and I'm more content with it. Like, well, I did everything I could. Meanwhile,
we've cognitively lobotomized your protector. We've lobotomized your protector. Get a new one.
This motherfucker died how many times now, and been lobotomized how many fucking times now? I can't fucking keep up with him anymore.
The other
either alive and in decent health or put in a box already.
The other concern here is that Oni's literally going to be planting something in the refugees for the sake of, like, you know, doing something later, or at least it's kind of like a show of power.
You never know. You're being paranoid. That's silly talk. Putting something in the refugee camp. That's
like Patty said, just because that incident at the hospital made Patty go like, I don't trust these guys for anything.
Because like I was in this earlier and it was fine.
That is not how you behave in a hospital.
Hodgepodge.
Okay.
Hodgepodge.
And silly nonsense. You'll be fine.
That's not how you behave in a hospital. Look, they only acted up because I wasn't there to control my fucking goons.
Bro, it's a weird blonde girl giving orders. I don't listen to women. Get out of here.
Bro, I know who was there. It was gonna be trouble. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I know who was there.
Y'all,
I know there ain't no fucking negotiating with some of those some of the gooners.
There's no negotiating with women.
Probably even more lucky that like I wasn't playing a doctor or a nurse at that point, because I would have been actually far more like,
Get the fuck out of my building.
Yeah.
I'm just a medic. I'm just a medic trying to heal.
Bro, at this point, I'm just listening in on this. I got other shit to be worried about. I got Mito's fucking shit to do. I got an interrogation with Ender to do.
That's true.
Shut
up. Bring in the cognitively lobotomized Spartan to see if he can get some information out of it. What better way to use what better way to fucking get information out than to use the broken tool as a stabbing device? You know, that'll